yen common ketua ni na yetiawa ebi ana we NPP ni winim the origin of NPP ekwan ya NPP fa so e de ba be pie o man Ghana mu ye bai na NPP e fa so e de NPP party ni ba ye e ba fi be mu e ba abosumi be mu e da ba kurampo poten e na NPP be pie o man Ghana mu founder e ye hwan enkrofo beble susu se kofo and the NPP about my Ghana mu a lot of people. There was a time when I'm some coty debate na mranti webi any maba webinar a no muye debate concerning the founder of NPP and I feel so a year or mode ebaye etiana bomodin say obeta mu chuku na wabomodon say na 4th of August those days na 4th of August Republic holiday but na do dan kwaku fa do bae no obeyi firi ho eno ena me no obedi hu nkomo se edienti ena ebeyi 4th August different na edienti krampo na 4th August meka se Republic holiday ewo man Ghana mu a at the end of the day ebeyi firi ho na ye tete no mframa mu so ahya krampo at the end of the day beba a lot nsem bebre eno nkomo enene yedi Safin wa join ni yene egusu ye ke black media. But modern say nkomo yi we history a lot of youth aya na yempa bakosem kura a lot yempa bakosem it we NPP ni we NDC ni we PNC ni we CPP ni but modern say nkomo we ubetie bi be a MPP free baye enipa wo de MPP baye dey awode baye ni tirimu ponti a wode MPP ebaye ni enam so krampa MPP betimi be ye MPP eno wonkomo enene me ne wo ba bedi enti ena de ampaya ebedwa me say the origin of MPP eno wonkomo me wo me guest and I'm a panel member e wa ha say kamewona yenkoma no akwaba MLCCM Vibrant me mo akwaba Madam, now what to say? Me ho ye na so e. Christo do me ho de pa. You say ejana what to ne de.
Say almost o meku me.
Is as a threat no ye more.
You if there's something the idea cost na enye na ye kan meku ni pa. Na ka mo di ni pa tem na se ka meku bebre.
Once the entire microphone bebre kasa ansem ni na tiawa ye say omo say baby a what aka won nsem ni bebre kumase. And a kumasen so and at times a drew weekends here what I could do holidays ever honum after weekends and I know what to free kumase it was almost someone weekend and said man can PP yourself because we
NPP is not a political party we should follow it's NPP
but party ben we
say never bomb history and no creating a member history because once I told you MPP no okay sir now say you almost who did Asante Fort obi and Asante Fort
just recently
MPP say we MPP ni MPP asem na ye kan we yenka
Asante asem
otumfo nana pia otumfo nya MPP ni onye ni otumfo party
we na oka pia no oka pia na maka ye you can be teller yeah. So, yamla back to a conversation. No, so I will say, Sebi and Pennyfo can send me so young what time. And in Messiah, they are we are seeing in a gun, Memphis, a gun, and an intimate join one political party. And yet they be MPP, be NDC. Enti obi anso so enya akwanya e won sama ya na se bi woka se ne be ya ne party no enim bebe nyam ye ka se origin of MPP a enchiremu bai e na wo de be ma me sha se firi
me da wetie fo no wahwefo ase se omoje bre ehwe na edu history na mani age pa if say you see se ye ka Asante Fort wo bibi se wonimu ukrom hini kana
say
unim ukrom echinia ukrom hini echinia onyira obedwom me dem akan wi
be di ogu yes so refi ukrom hini abenya wo yira
enonko sofo
enonko and do the any different
enonko yes unim ukrom hini echinia onyira bedwom ode opa bisa
mate
Entino and they ever NPP as origin baby a NPP
free buy.
Now Okasa no let me correct one thing.
Okay.
Now Okasa the 4th August holiday no Nanado na be ifro.
Oh,
it
okay.
was Nanado who brought it. Na 1st July.
Okay.
And this holiday.
Okay.
Founders Day.
Okay.
Na omo gina ho oji Ghana esi ho. On say Ghana and Fiti Prekopa na be
Ghana.
We started from the Gold Coast now the Dimo be say. So Ekufado buy here no. Ekufado here say 1st July no which was celebrated in honor of Kwame Nkrumah or there by independence. So Ekufado said that be. Ono no pen 4th August. And 4th August no share ehun abakwasema. It bounces back to on say UGC so the first political party of Ghana. Omo take 4th August 1947.
Okay.
And UGC na Ekufado pese yedi ya ho ade ni enim de ekota echi. Meanwhile so hwe history na ebe po history ni mu pa. Hwe history na the UGC say nyam na mo de yakọ independence. So you can't tell me say ekuro na mo ton Ghana no. Omo pe Ghana ye dey. We should celebrate them. It can be.
Ekuro na no mo mpe, ekuo na no mo mpe.
Ghana ye no.
Omo ton Ghana.
Omo ton Ghana no.
Yabeba ho.
See celebrate omo.
Okay.
Now, let's go back to the pre-colonial time. We be say then abrofo no be pie Ghana ana mo be pie Africa.
Yeah.
Abrofo no initially na enya Africa na no mo ba. They were going to India. No more call the Eastern Indiges. No more India ne China and those places.
Asia mo
yes,
no.
Yes, na mo call na enya ha no mo ba. But on their journey no, time na mo call mo journey no. They got to mo be do African land no so no. And mo realize say no. Ade na mo call akopɛ no the Indiges no. Na e wo Africa. Akwa say wo ko ye kan say e baby akwa akopɛ sika. Ana say wo ko akɔhwɛ egudie.
Yeah.
Udru me fa ne say wo ko kejete odu G na ade no ho. F.
Yeah. On to us. Yeah.
Inti sa de ma abrofo no be ka Africa.
Okay.
Because ade no mo akopɛ no. Na already no manya e wo Africa.
Africa.
So mo jaye. And then they found out said that where they are going no, they've gotten more stronger people because no mo akopɛ human resources and natural resources.
Okay.
Mo akopɛ ahodenfo. So mo buy Africa no mo said that ye ka ahodenfo Africa obi. Ye ka gold omo obi. Ye ka che say all mention it all the ingredients omo obi. It's adent na yeko. It's ebika ha. The Christian Columbus na ko no.
Wo hwe baby ti se Congo fo.
Yes.
Wo hwe baby ti se Nigeria fo. Na se abrofo mo se mo kwa akopɛ human resources omo ho odin na modi mani kire India. Now at the end of the day, let's say you've come across baby to say Congo for or money baby to say Ebia Nigeria for more denya. Now we then no way some back to us.
Yes, it's Emma Ebiko, and that's a young winner.
Okay.
So now let's come to Ghana.
Okay.
Because we are talking about Ghana.
Yeah.
In Omobeka Ghana, no one. One say Omobeka Ghana, they started colonizing Ghana. Then time now you were indirect rule. No more indirect rule. Na the governor na say Queen Elizabeth no na omaha na ono no te ho no appoint a governor for us omaha o ono no te from na wa say asemesi ana say broni we enko Ghana na enko di Ghana for so and they were okay with that because now I say like Ghana no mo sheda eni sheda biesa you understand so there was indirect rule and as at that time no nti ewom na Ghana fo bi e ma omo ho so that was power grant then cool most of them say dabi abrofo no omo di enya omo pese omo fa yen sase so they created something called the Aborigines Act Right.
Aborigines,
yes, the Aborigines Rights Protection Society.
Okay.
Omo protect the society of ahemfo no just me fa say bia okuru abrofo no pese omo gina omo protect and abrofo ni bi e be kan ho.
Okay.
Because na abrofo no feel say the omo nyonko abrofo no de ye
Africans no omo mpe
broni bema wade a se broni be sra wa kina so onye bibi efiro the Americans and I said the white no the white no na omo nim de ompe efrim na mo exploit you in a way na ye nyankofo no mo nim
okay
so far as mo hu broni also meta wa chini de me fa say bia like wia me na oba be ka me papa wia me penisa na oba ka ho
o wade ntira
o wade kudintia because oba pay information ako
okay
what you say
okay
so sa na abrofo no ye internet didimu na Aborigines Act Right ni guye omo so omo mpe inti eno no guye na JB Dankwa and papa we are na friend power grant no like one say in the history of Ghana mostly ana na di free mo
power grant no
yes
there was a time na captain kan no asem
Ebinti power grant.
Yeah.
But power grant was this once omo beti Aborigines better than UGCC, the United Gold Coast Convention. Yeah. That was the first political party in Ghana, which was 1947. Okay. The 4th August 1947. It was power grant or proposing that idea. But JB Dankwa, Ekufado offer, and the Betty identify. What I say, Ekufado offer, like, almost Phyllis, Ekufado Bushia for no, they obviously me meeting Achim, Achimu. They are all human beings. Achim no crampo, Mumiensa. You were Achime Buakwa. And when you even go to the Achime Buakwa no crampo, I'm also. And I mean, where my hatred goes is the Amotia for repaying fee.
Akufado
Bushia for. The feel say Ghana you are modia.
What say Henny and Kazanka?
Yes, my friend Amotia for repaying. Yeah. And I will say, Asantifona Modidi Mata, Metiase. NPP, Ekufado, the Achim, they hate two things in Ghana. I didn't know what Ghana. Asantifona Mudima Temon, Mumeti, Ekufado Wahono, Achim Fuono, Motia for repaying. They hate two things. One, Kwame Nkrumah. Secondly, Asante.
Maybe. The Achims.
Yes, they are motia for repaying fee.
Yes. Or they hate two things in Ghana.
Yes.
One, Kwame Nkrumah, the founder
of the CPP.
Yeah.
The founder of Ghana.
Yeah.
And secondly,
Asante Fo.
Enti Asante Fo fanto mutrimu ye. Ekufado fo mutrimu. And if you go into even recent times, you could see how Ekufado was trying to make the Ochihene over can I say Otufo.
Really?
Ekufado was setting precedents. Se Ekufado eye brebre enye Otufo Sikaja Kofinu come ben na ne de aye cap de anum ti. Me come shiraw. Ekufado was targeting Asante Hene. And because of the resilience, the resilience and the comportment of Asante Hene, he couldn't pass through. Ekufado was ready. Ache,
study we say
Ache, make Ekufado reign 2020.
Oba just a year, 8 years here.
Ekufado's target was Asante Hene. The Asante's too.
That's the reason why
Ekufado pese. One say anytime Ekufado omo pese omo ye Ochihene no too bigger than Asante Hene. And it can never happen. Ochihene can never overshadow Ashanti Kingdom. Because one, you can resources Asante Kingdom has resources more than
Ochi. Okay.
Asante omo jan sikaja. Omo de na black stool. Omo de na edua.
Akunya tuntum
na black stool edua. Whereas the Asante own is gold. Echemfo no, Ekufado busuafo no, muni bre Asante. So the Asantes to listen. Me enye se bia me ta Asante, me ta Asante fo.
MCR ye be sele aya na wape emfonyini ni bi e de ato onum obi onum a na se bi wonim ye ochehene na ye boni din no eti ye be sele wo be pe emfonyini ni bi na conversation no ekoso no wa make sure say we de beto so e de amaye na dwumadie na timi aye kama sa afei na wa join ye nia we origin of NPP eno ho nkomo ene ne menya vibrant lady amene ne di ho nkomo ne fo adwen kire eto comment section no ase efama me ne bebo moden na yakan e de ama wa kire mu ne wo pese wote ase nyina no ebia wo question bia wo pese wo busa concerning this topic ya ye kasa fa ho no obebo modern sa wode wadwen kire ebeto e de amaye na mele no ebe mu a ye be kan ni kama e de amaw nyame enhiraw pacho yenkwa.
Okay, so if you come back fine, oh they fire Ekufado rival then let's talk to the issue. When they developed from the Aborigines to the UGCC, that was when JB Dankwa came into the light. And Ekufado offered, you see, everything that unfolded, you can say the enemies of Ghana, JB Dankwa.
The enemies of Ghana. The uncle
JB
of Nanado.
Yes, and then Ekufado's father, Edward Ekufu Sanko from you. They are the enemies of Ghana. Say one NPP na say aye chirem. NPP o ma change omudi 8 times.
Say
8 consecutive times.
1 2 3 4 up to 8.
NPP change omudi 8 times.
Ni nyina obetimi abobo.
Yes, tienko. So when they change to UGCC,
okay.
Omo ye say omo pe government omo pe fa hudie in the shortest possible time. Omo pe kakra. So they started with the UGCC, almost created UGCC 4th August 1947. And then
another first
political party in Ghana.
Oh, okay.
Which was to fight for independence.
Oh, okay. UGCC.
Yes, the UGCC was now to fight for independence. So this is when but independence in the shortest possible time.
Okay.
One, JB Dankwa was the leader. And I wouldn't UGCC no. And call a chile. Ekofa omo anomo abrogins nim. Tie tereni yo.
Mebo UGCC no.
Na mote ye no.
Na yi ni full name no.
United Gold Coast Convention.
God bless you. Yanko.
I don't be so. United Gold Coast Convention.
Okay.
Into omo ko fa United omo ko fa omo ana omo kai nkrofobia na omo ne omo abrogins. Na mo se da bi ye ko fa omo meka ho. So they went back and brought most of the people in the Aborigines Act right. The Aborigines Right Protection. Ebe kan Eugene system. Ebe ti cool. And mind you, omote is cool. Na it was a kuana, it was made up of elites. Ya ka elite akrache for. Won't be for homage. Because no more idea they say, ye mfa the elite and fight it. But see, so open independence ama o maya. Ye do mine ma and fight.
Anunti na mentwa no. On say ayana NPP for ne kasa omotai kase NPP mu no wunima dia wonka ho.
Yes, so have they asked Ama Bisa almost say what is the basis of NPP?
Oh, okay.
And that just said a DNT NPP Ama Bisa almost just because they will me too.
Yeah.
They'll be rushing.
Yeah.
Just because so NPP knows kaka krebi ebe ma opposition.
Exactly.
Say wo pa omani here dia. Wo person will vote for a political party. You go and play the history of that political party.
Na omo was history no wo ho no maybe omo platform bi wo ho no ma wo search sisi a wo benya the history of NPP.
Omo no have it, but the omo narrative to suit themselves.
As for my editing no
stories.
Oh, okay.
And Ebeka no. Into him omo ba UGCC. The UGCC no now when lawyers, it was consisting of lawyers a handful. You can just say a crash for no nya crash wonka. It's a no one. JB Dankwa, the problem I have, I can't say JB Dankwa was always the soul. Just say he's the face. But oko behind the scenes na pa grants and na the sole financier. Ye ka say emphasize camera. Pa grants na pro UGCC. Even so omo call meeting kra na pa grant etua omo ka ansa na omo meeting.
Okay.
Ye kwatena se adwenje na oman no hu no. Pa grant make sure so mo obi allowances e hye ne bottom. JB Dankwa na ojibi. Edwede kufu na ojibi. So how are you come to tell me say sa party no you are I say una oye leader. If you are the leader, take off the finance.
Oh, okay.
But onyesa JB Dankwa nyesa, it was Edwede kufu. So within the time na say Dabi, there's a young man. That's when Kwame Nkrumah came in the picture. Omo yes and no. Nti NPP for ya na mo say na JB Dankwa na kofa Kwame Nkrumah ba masa. Yeah, in fact, who said JB Dankwa na kofa ne boys. Fine. JB Dankwa na de Kwame Nkrumah ba because Kwame Nkrumah also at that time was fighting. There's a day we'll talk about Kwame Nkrumah.
Kwame Nkrumah.
Yes, there's a day I
okay.
talking about Kwame Nkrumah.
Okay.
So see how they may born a tougher.
Okay.
Yes, there's a young man outside the country. Or abroad the mama baby. Or also and also of fighting for independence of Africa. Or a Ghanaian. Okay. So JB Dankwa then suggested that they should bring Kwame Nkrumah. So they went in search of Kwame Nkrumah. And Omofa Kwame Nkrumah then they buy say, oh, you are party. You pay independence. Ama ye mine. You are a Ghanaian. You are an African. You are also fighting. Kwame Nkrumah was with the Marcus Garvey and co.
Okay.
That's where Kwame Nkrumah learns the rascalism. Just a yenye as adiegidi. That's where he learned it.
Oh, okay.
It's say, oh, yes, me mine. It is Ghana. Then let me come and support. So Kwame Nkrumah pushing it you and obai. It is when Kwame Nkrumah came. Kwame Nkrumah became the secretary of the UGC. On another church of.
Okay.
Now, the demand that Kwame Nkrumah started going out. One say the UGCC, Maka said the UGCC was made up of elites. But Kwame Nkrumah who said that say elite dia. A bad day, Yajifa who dia more. Let's go into the basis. So Kwame Nkrumah started going to the regions. He started say or yen campaign or call or Otimiko F1 or call markets. Just say or come baby. In less than a year, now Kwame Nkrumah has created more than 500 branches of UGCC in Ghana.
Wow.
Yes.
Less than a year.
Less than a year. And I'm fan say in a year time. Now Kwame Nkrumah created 500 branches of the UGCC. Meanwhile, time and a year now they were not able to enter the bases because they didn't respect the bases. It will be a what you did Kwame Nkrumah term. I can challenge you. Kwame Nkrumah has done more harm than which is I can challenge whoever to bring why I worker say Kwame Nkrumah has done more harm than good. Kwame Nkrumah has done this nation the greatest feat. Just say why your money here?
Oh yeah.
Yes. And then after Kwame Nkrumah created the basis, or created that 500 branches. These people were now, I said like, no more pay Kwame Nkrumah idea. Kwame Nkrumah said no.
Baby, a party now,
yes,
no woman now.
They weren't liking the Kwame, especially JB Dankwa. They were not okay with Kwame Nkrumah because Kwame Nkrumah was involving the ordinary Ghanaian.
Oh, okay.
What I say?
Okay.
No pay Nkrumah and JB Dankwa then were doing this because no money media or more than free abroad. What I say? So they were not ready because Nkrumah say, let's look for independence now. They are just no more pet. They are not Kwame Nkrumah na yen. No more pet say Kwame Nkrumah be kwa fa ase e for abeka. E na Kwame Nkrumah say no. Say ye pe independence ama oman a ye de oman nkrofo no na eye.
Okay.
But they were not ready because no money in the oman free abrofo no. You understand? So you got to a point be a like o share history ni mu a ho.
Yeah.
E do some time be ye can offer ye sika. Let me bring this in. Offer ye sika na. Say be a 5 ye paper. Sa nipa 6 na mo that so.
Yeah, big 6.
Yes. People who don't know about that story should listen because it's part of how we got independence.
Okay.
Me, I don't respect that thing to be called a big seso.
Why?
Why? Because
Edward Kufu Town in time.
And yeah, Edward Kufu Town. Pa Grant is not there.
Oh yeah.
Pa Grant, who was the sole financier of the UGC.
MCR made a picture be send the Pa Grant na walk no. Baby nim Pa Grant no made in picture be ascending to me say mesra se wubenya na we dia to so e dia maya because ye kasa ni nyina no ya yem say vibrant as from genesis of a year enkomo ya ye din nyina wo bo Pa Grant din wo bo ni din but metima ka say this is my second time met the name Pa Grant edin. First one was from Captain Smart. Me kwa bobo din kura na minim te so wadi ni picture. Echire ya nsa na mi hunu Pa Grant na wo kire me ebia role.
Yes.
We be play
Pa Grant has become the forgotten story of.
Yeah. Eti to aso na mi musa wasem bi e wo honum.
So it got to a point be
big six now was say one yin to me
paper na sika na that me one small one big small one plus so one big one plus some small five because omo ka ho as the big six Edward Ekufu JB Dankwa those people no mudi na mekai ko na
what yeah
people no like I don't understand them because when they got to a time here when Kwame Nkrumah was fighting for independence. It's got to a point here we became standstill. These people were not ready to leave Kwame Nkrumah. They were aggressively always be no more say I don't know what you say, I don't know what you say. But Kwame Nkrumah knew. And now anytime you omeko meeting omobeji sikabia na sa allowance Kwame Nkrumah na
on GB.
Kwame Nkrumah didn't since Kwame Nkrumah became the secretary of UGCC. Kwame Nkrumah GP.
Wow.
He's fighting for the nation. And now also the say at the end of the day out campaign no ko share him for now. A big treaty ni year ni ade. Kwame Nkrumah only wanted independence for Ghana and for Africa. So Kwame Nkrumah no kwani ni pa na won GP. Na won je allowance, na won je skabia free omo. You understand? So it got to a point there were people, there were this our your forefathers no more call Second World War. So what the 1948 riot? Yes. There were people, and I said there were soldiers of Ghanaians who they sent them to Abrofone the Second World War.
Wow.
And I'm catching them say, oh, so we call now with me bar. You be ABC amount. They promised them. But omukoko ntokwa ne ba ye no bosha na mo share o ma fa mo
abrofo na mfa ma ye na nanu mo
yes intina mo so mo bu afu ye pa they were very angry as much as Kwame Nkrumah was fighting no mo nso no na that group no ho e ma mo ye so me ye o ye kire e de akọ governor ho
okay
inti omo so we da ko na mo ye say no we have to e was say yes o ye kire intina already na Kwame Nkrumah kwa na say you just they weren't aware say nkofo we be den the group was there was an uprising group until so they were going to the castle, the Christian Boy castle. And no match akọ dabi they are omokoji omade because what promise na abadia e was so and that time no so no na like soldiers no say if abrofo na form adia more they are going to boycott anything about abrofo mo nto mo say so it was an uprising. It's when they were marching to the Christian Boy. That's when Kwame Nkrumah UGCC ne bete Kwame Nkrumah Kwame Nkrumah and Kwame Nkrumah said no. Then this is an opportunity to also be voiced out.
Okay.
There's this man. Yes, can ba papa bi wo mu refinity. Amam wo yesi kan so. There's one of them. Akweje. Okay. Akweje me say the reason why I'm saying this, they betrayed Kwame Nkrumah. When the people were going, soldier for the match kono. Kwame Nkrumah mo share who akweje. Mama Kwame Nkrumah pen. Kwame Nkrumah yeso o person o tro ade kakra bi di ko mama no ko read. E kire as a petition. Mo read a kire abrofo. E na wo akweje baby na mo gina na table ni ho. They gave Kwame Nkrumah pen and paper and akweje knelt down obunu mu say na Kwame
Nkrumah. And what the two chiro yo. Kwame Nkrumah dey adem to we chichiro no be kire me say you didn't know what Kwame Nkrumah was writing. Akweje no.
Akweje.
Now who was that man?
Akweje is part of the UGCC.
Oh, okay.
The big six no more sika. Akweje kan and Williams of the omina kan. In Akweje Kwame Nkrumah tell me no dem no catch am say if you are going no matter what do not hand the petition to anybody. Mon farmer governor no. In terms of when they were going aggressively, omo through gate na no. Mutu entrance na you can say abrofo no said they should give them the petition na mo say no omo person mo de ma governor na nkasa enti me ho ase bi ba ho then they ordered the Ghanaian to shoot his fellow Ghanaians omo order those around at the castle
sir me ne wo ho no me
na abrofo ne order say
fatuo si mi so ebo mi tu
yes because they were marching on say na they were bodyguards into order the soldiers there to shoot at the demonstrators. The soldiers refused. So one of the white men shot at the demonstrators, which ended up killing 3 of our people, which I've forgotten the names. Into a poor and then chaos erupted. Into a boycott by and na menu nti no say abonefo de omo pe bone adi a
no mo do mo wagim
looted abrofo no stores no omo boom won say ensas ba Nigeria de no mo ye no
na
ebu amanfo stores into chaos buy what you say chaos e buy e man to ko bebre buy enna enum enna abrofo no ye say dabi se ntoko anasa ade we bi esi a na kire se UGCC for no enna ebe insert because UGCC was the only political party. Akwa say NPP na NDC ko to aba. Na ya bo NPP ni. Ambaka say NDC ni na eh.
Yeah.
Bo NDC so baka say NPP.
NPP exactly, yeah.
Inti na mo adwene na say UGCC.
And I yes adie no.
So they went to arrest the UGCC leaders. Now when they got to arrest the UGCC leaders, they be amaka say Kufado age no my football age. Ono akokora bi o. Because as at 1947 he was there.
Why? Now the down kwa Kufado.
Ono football age no my
80 something years in a football age.
1947, Ekufado was alive. He was a young boy.
Anya ne papa na ne wo ho no mo na.
Papa, me ka ono aka sa papa.
Na now the down kwa former president of Ghana.
When they got the plan said they are going to arrest the leaders of the UGCC abrofo no. So one thing for a fact, they say when they got there na lucky for the abrofo and unlucky for the Ghanaians. Now they were having a meeting as usual. Na mo ye meeting. In some no, they went and picked that 6 people no more esika nemu. Na your mo na mo ye meeting e wo feel. And then the reason why a Pa Grant didn't name ban say Pa Grant was out of the country.
Okay.
But he was out of the country. That's when Pa Grant did free.
Okay.
Pa Grant was out of the country that day. It's no one. So when they went, I'm going to pick Sangro for no. That's our section. And the news headlines. The news headlines was they picked 6 people of the UGCC.
Oh, okay.
That was the news headlines. NOB, there was a photographer in La Accra. Then, okay. A photographer. Don't say the time now you need this camera Abel from Fide. So this photographer drew them in the order now. Omuwo. E was sikano a photographer, young man be. And I hear that drawing.
Wow.
Yes. I've forgotten his name.
It one na cameras anyone.
He did pencil work. They did a pencil work. He did a pencil
work.
Yes. And you say be a kwana no ho say news nearby. So the reporters then once obi pick story no be so akofa. So it was the 6 people have been picked.
Okay.
So it was one of the journalists that said the big 6 have been picked. That is why we ended up having that name.
Big 6.
So the name was there, the Big 6. So this photographer then drew them and circulated Yana. They picked it.
Wow.
So if me find the sense of who are sorry them. What a cool. Nasa sa kuo no and I would do sika. Shame. Nasa kuo ne benya din. The infants on benya din say ya. Now would din can how will you feel?
Hey, Debbie.
Sa mo dey a parent. Because if we were supposed to have something called the Big 6, Pa Grant should have been the
leader of them.
Yes, but Pa Grant is not there, and you can't capitalize on because he was not in the country.
Now then time no, ebia no mususu say country na no afiri mu na ebia na ade a wokoye na benefit Ghana.
It was the news headlines. It's just the news headlines nearby and the Big 6. That's how it ended up. And I wouldn't. When they arrested them, you have 4 months to far. Yes, split.
Yes, okay.
Kwame Nkrumah ko di wale. I think say wale. Yeah, Kwame Nkrumah ko di north baby.
Okay.
Yes, split because and split you no. Now after they investigate, ye ba na ebisa. Asem they see e dey na wonim fa ho. And all the 5 of them they should want to Kwame Nkrumah because no mo pe Kwame Nkrumah the way ana or introduce the other Ghanaians.
Ye che wo mu no.
Ye che wo mu no mu bi.
And ye busebusu bia.
JB Nanko say look, if you want somebody who incited these people, then it's Kwame Nkrumah. Because Kwame Nkrumah is saying that he wants self-independence now. He ended up in the shortest possible time. But Kwame Nkrumah was 68.
Not just one more yinama in front of Abrofono.
Yes, and I'm say, Mupa, Monko Shek Kwame Nkrumah, he have the name Keda. You can say Keda. Keda is somebody like we are together. I can take a bullet for you. You can take a bullet for me. So Kwame Nkrumah was a Pan-Africanist. And I must say, even Kwame Nkrumah is a so-called Pan-Africanist. Kwame Nkrumah saw person Africa. Boom. So me now you Kwame Nkrumah. So when they went to Kwame Nkrumah, they were like Kwame Nkrumah. Unkro for na you amo. Kwame Nkrumah say, oh, if that is the case, fine, my dear too. Me krampo na me nim say, say because if I had known, say abroad a soldier phone be say
yeah,
can make it even more violent. Can make
wow, obe ye na chain say kula.
So when is born about they are fine what they say. So they arrested Kwame Nkrumah. Oh, and I'm no go too. They detain Kwame Nkrumah. They release you more. And they detain Kwame Nkrumah.
You just 5 no.
Yes, and they detain. So you want to tell me say, mona mo yi mu nyanko na mana, mona mo de Ghana call independence.
Wow.
What I say? So mo yi ni man and na mo kwaye a meeting bi say Kwame Nkrumah free jail ba, e be gina free UGCC. No mo nim say already Kwame Nkrumah he has foreseen what they have to do, they want to do. That Kwame Nkrumah was living his life on him like or Junior Echna.
Yeah.
Kwame Nkrumah was already foreseen. It's as Kwame Nkrumah time and now all UGCC no. Now was something called the Veranda Boys.
Okay.
The Veranda Boys. Now mo tane chipa. Until omo tia na mo ka kira Kwame Nkrumah tia na obeka. So this is what these people are doing. So in jail now already.
Omo di ka kira no kura da.
Na mo nyan kan kira na e ade omo ya huhu ato so pie ba. So Kwame Nkrumah pie free detention ba ye na no me say fine. Wa ba den. Yeah. Na Kwame Nkrumah say me kwa ma yi mu ho afiri na dada. Me kura me jam.
Antwen kura mo man ka say.
Kwame Nkrumah say me am hu dada. Me jam life am. Na or say the Veranda Boys no mo ta da chi. It say me and ma be ma Ghana fo ani abie wo politics a. That's a mu yi na afiri. O ka say Ghana fo no mo ta da chi.
Oh yeah.
Ghana fo no be ta da chi. And ma bo Kwame Nkrumah chi don not me nya courage no e free yi no free UGCC.
Okay.
And o ja omo. And on akwate ne de the CPP, the Convention People's Party. What you say?
Wow.
So that is where he used the Veranda Boys.
Okay.
Campaign for the kind of saying for NPP for the UGCC.
UGCC no.
So you see NPP anytime there will be a breakaway. I'm ko back rampo na say bia Kwame Nkrumah, me say Kwame Nkrumah, JB Dankwa wu a. The next party na ba na be omo fa no money ade.
Yeah.
That is why you get Akufo-Addo trying to impose certain things in Ghana because ne wafa
Edikan.
So me when edu emre bi a say papa we alankash ate na me na because I don't want to
Ewo ade ni mu dada.
Mateme ho fo no.
Mateme ho.
That is it. Because anytime bi o meti omo ho bia no no my dey. O mati omo ho no.
Wow.
So the Dimwana, it got to a point say they were working against Kwame Nkrumah. Now if you my child, you pay independence, no, they were working against Kwame Nkrumah. And do you know, say, this country, time and now, the slave trade. JB Dankwa was a soul, not or nipa, not this slave trade, he was in support.
Wow.
The untold story of NPP, you may never know these people.
JB Dankwa was in support of yes trade, you know.
That is why I make us say, "Adia kakra no menye free abrofo won ntini." So na make us say independence in the shortest possible time. It's the one the first ever general elections in Ghana, which was 1951.
1951.
Yes, that was the first general elections in Ghana. That
wow.
was the first, and that time na Kwame Nkrumah that's what jail. He was in jail because of that 1948 riot. Even he came out of the 1948 riot. And as see and Sachi.
To quite 3 years time.
Yes. It was not by Esnako, yes, I didn't call on any achena. Because who's the uprising be a Kwame Nkrumah? Yes, actually. You know, because we'll get a time for Kwame Nkrumah alone.
Wow.
Because I don't want to go into this.
Yeah.
It's a Kwame Nkrumah Koshe. And no more 1951 the general elections. First general elections. And then said that time no. Elections are not yet. We didn't have a presidential election. A parliamentary one.
Abusia say o hwamia picture bi by ansa na Kwame Nkrumah die ba no JB Dankwa na vibrant kind of wasem so ebia na wonnim JB Dankwa just say omu picture no those days na won hye nya aha ntina black and white say dey no da so no Kwame Nkrumah na JB Dankwa na da so sisie no we say na woye na Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo asene mu ameka say na Ado Dankwa Akufo-Addo wo fa eno no nti yento aso
okay nti omo year 1950 na I want say that elections na enye presidential elections na still the Abrofo was in control but okay. Somebody upper hand emma the Ghana for.
Ghana for no.
Now a parliamentary elections.
Oh, okay. MP Sinkwa.
It's no, yeah, parliament now. Once the Obia represented, nay, the two political parties of Mujina elections were UGCC and MP and the
CPP. Mateme.
Yes. JB Dakwa led the UGCC.
Oh, okay.
One anya usika no.
One na ebe jina nimu.
Obeti omanim into the elections. JB Dakwa led the UGCC into elections. And when they finished the elections, omu lusu poto. JB Dakwa jina wo lusu ye. Wow. As you can say MP for I think say omu krom achim baby of krom wa olusu elections. Onya only 2 votes.
Ah.
Yes. Or no any teacher ni abrantia wo kire nkwala de teach pupilo nya se bia SSO pupil teacher and agina akwa na bit no nya 2 votes pe. People should look at their before JB Dankwa nya 2 votes.
A whole JB Dankwa
beaten by a pupil teacher.
A pupil teacher.
Yes,
and crown chere
yes. The guy won the elections.
Wow.
So after the elections, JB Dankwa UGC no Kwame Nkrumah had 36 out of 38 seats.
Wow.
Yes.
Not just a Becca say overwhelming vote pa.
G vote no. Almost 90 something percent. No G. So you want to tell me say this abysmal performance of UGCC. Omona mo dey call independence. Anka e performance anka o dey anka yenche vote in pepepe.
Wow.
So when they lost the elections in the 1951, they dissolved UGCC. UGCC. And omo create NLM. NLM, National Liberation Movement.
NLM.
Yes. And this NLM was a tribal political party. People should listen.
It is Asante
yes, they were against the two Asante for the bitrimu say you can say it was based on tribe. The two nipa ni bitrimu say Kwame Nkrumah pe Asante for Kwame Nkrumah pe Zema for Kwame Nkrumah pe Achim for Kwame Nkrumah pe Frafra for. As at that same time Kwame Nkrumah was trying his possible best to take independence for Ghana.
Wow.
We having the upper hand alone cannot help. We have to get full control of our country.
Yeah.
And me say yeah parliamentarian. Na still na abro that's so dear so. We won't get our economic independence. So Kwame Nkrumah wanted independence. So NLM ni wie they started basing on they started basing on kind of saying tribal issue. Because them for no one say Kwame Nkrumah pay mo Kwame Nkrumah even won the Accra Central seat. Kwame Nkrumah was the parliamentarian. He won the Accra Central seat when he was in jail.
Hey,
Kwame Nkrumah won elections while in jail.
Not then time no one and a year campaign.
Yes, now he was
serve around there you for now and there man.
Now there was campaign for him while he was in prison.
Wow.
They were using Sebio toilet papers. Now nobody communicating. So Kwame Nkrumah kwa Sebia umko share ball ebua. He writes in it. And then they were very smart at that time.
Hi.
They were very smart. Then they will know how to manage to pick Kwame Nkrumah's own.
Seriously?
The message outside. Kwame Nkrumah is saying, the man in jail is saying this. How did you got it?
What they apart what people out where we
yes. Kwame Nkrumah had a way of communicating with the outsiders, his people, with the help of that papers.
Wow.
So if you feel say no more Jimmy, how were they able to identify them and bring the message out? How will you know?
Wow.
So that is how Kwame Nkrumah won the elections from jail.
Wow.
Somebody who won elections from jail, and you want to tell me that person doesn't like Ghana. How did he win the elections?
Seriously?
With almost 95%.
Wow.
You get it?
Wow.
So NPP has been the biggest enemy of Ghana.
Wow.
And when Kwame Nkrumah got the independence for Ghana, the NLM, when they created NLM, they started Kwame Nkrumah pay asem. Kwame Nkrumah pay Asante for asem. Then they go to North. Kwame Nkrumah pay asem. That is what they were doing to the people, and they ended up getting the National Liberation Council. And then the National Liberation Council, they were there. National Liberation Council, you see, there were these political parties. After them, there were political parties, uprising political parties. They were now no for me dey
Okay.
na awona for so on party na you kind say oh akra and for so on party so they ended up saying say let's come together and fight Kwame Nkrumah. So omo no they also thought so e bia na you kind say Ghana fa hudi na mo pe
Yeah.
so mo de omo ho de beta
Abetai.
oja for mochi and after they came together to form this NLM they this people me say NPP won say etena bia me ha modi me say hey so do you know the political party of your political issue of your party.
Wow.
When they lost the election in 1957 when Kwame Nkrumah became the prime minister for Ghana.
Yeah.
There was another elections whereas NLM lost the elections again.
From 1951
they voted 1957.
6 years.
Yes.
Okay.
Where Kwame Nkrumah was now the prime minister.
Okay.
Obey the prime minister for Ghana. Even the prime minister, Abrofone still have an upper hand.
Ah.
Yes. Because they were not ready to go.
Wow.
So who said 1957 no, and a time Ghana benya Fahudi. But it was 1960 and a first president. So in 1957 Kwame Nkrumah was a prime minister. It was 1960 and Obey the president. Which he
3
had,
years.
Yes,
period.
which he had control over everything.
Wow.
So Obey the prime minister for kind of saying the prime minister for Ghana. Yeah, elections now NLM lose they lost the elections. On said then no the Angola youth buyer, the national the Northern People's Party buyer, there's political parties in Ketekete buyer.
Okay.
Yes, high elections we lose and this UGCC 4 year they've come from the Aborigines to the NLM.
Yeah.
They now came again.
Hey.
They went and then like they were able to infiltrate the CPP. Oh, when they Kwame Nkrumah pay asem. Meanwhile, Asadam Kwame Nkrumah was building roads. Kwame Nkrumah was trying his best to do many things. You can mention that in Kwame Nkrumah.
Wow.
Omo infiltrate ya ma CPP for no. E beta omochi. Thinking say they can dissolve CPP. So omo buy NPP, omo free NLM no. Omo so ma lose elections no. They came and then formed the UP, the United Party. What's it? It's winning. Oh, share NPP for now. I'm about UP.
Yeah.
They are from there. So I'm free UP. I'm about UP. No. That's when they brought the almost say UP because United Party just say I'm the parties in Keten and I be carbon. What's it? So I'm carbon here UP and I say fine. Then they are now going into elections. That's 1960. To fight
CPP.
You understand? And when you see after the 1957 time Kwame Nkrumah be the prime minister, when we were still not having control, this UGCC4 they were writing JB Dankwa some years ago there was a letter flying yes me need that letter when JB Dankwa was writing letters to the Queen Mother telling the Queen Mother not to grant Ghana independence. Now Kwame Nkrumah is not ripe.
Yeah.
Now JB Dankwa letters my Queen Mother said my Queen Mother name Ghana independence.
Wow.
All because it was Kwame Nkrumah.
Now Nkrumah na answer no because of the tribe na no woman no.
It is not because of the tribe. It is because Nkrumah was involving the ordinary Ghanaian. No more penisa. Because as at that time no, now there were some categories of people about me to if you don't live in the city, now I want to about that time and yes, there were people a crash for the night to abano. A crash for and a crash for an ankasa just over the brebi. And if you want the bread, and just over Japadia and son away to me having a mouthpiece in elections issues.
Wow.
It is Kwame Nkrumah who fought and brought back these elections to 18 years. So if you Kwame Nkrumah, so we 18 years now, Tan Nkrumah. Kai wouldn't say Nkrumah has set that precedence. I want me to aba because as at that time now on the 35 years, want me to aba. So
from 35 years,
want me to aba.
And our team fans the best 17 years in different. We are 18 years. Hey.
So what Chiri Kwame Nkrumah, you should know say Kwame Nkrumah na want me to aba.
Wow.
What's I say? After that 1957, when they were writing letters to the Queen Mother and Co, they were backstabbing Kwame Nkrumah, but Anye Juma. So when they had the elections, Kwame Nkrumah they the president of Ghana, which is 1916. Omanjayo.
Still
No Omanjai. JB Dankwa wanted to become president. Ekufuado Busuafo they were trying to so Ekufuado started wanting to become president more than 30 years ago. Now Ekufuado started up a president in Ghana yene. Ekufuado had that agenda not today. Or having that agenda not today. So when Kwame Nkrumah became the first president of Ghana, we saw Kwame Nkrumah University. We saw the road.
Yeah.
We saw the Akosombo Dam.
Yeah.
When they were against Akosombo Dam, when Kwame Nkrumah was soliciting funds for Akosombo Dam, these UGC people were not happy. No one pay Akosombo Dam. Almost Kwame Nkrumah best sika. So they were not happy. Kwame Nkrumah was building road. They were not happy. Kwame Nkrumah had a pencil factory. They were not happy.
Sugar factory money na.
Yes, there was a factory for shoes.
Yes, shoe factory at Tosu.
Kwame Nkrumah was the person who wanted Ghana to become one. Let's not even talk about his African issue that will come to when we are talking about only Kwame Nkrumah.
Okay.
Kwame Nkrumah wanted to connect Ghana, just as Mahama was doing. So Kwame Nkrumah kabaye no person or cast cities nibum. It don't say no for say amo ye kan nantwia. Any e kan say no for na wo bi pan. Inti Kwame Nkrumah ye say no for nantwia na they will not waste the leather. It was setting up a meat factory in North.
Yeah.
Said the beya moko ku nantwia ni wia. No ma gada skin no anase ma gada leather no.
Yeah.
Then after that no leather no they
yeah.
Then they take the leather to Takoradi where they had the leather factory. So at the end of the day Takoradi in North no they will have a common goal. There will be something which will be connecting them. Mu we leather no where Juma then you bring it to Kumasi.
Kawuro no.
Which is the
no me dey yam pabwa.
So leather no where Juma then they will now bring it to Kumasi.
Kumasi shoe factory at Tosu.
Yes, which is become we connected cities 3 abu.
Yeah.
Just in shoe we connected cities 3. So
wow.
we had this connection. So after all this thing Nkrumah was doing, they tried their possible best. Omo incited Ghana for into winning. They were not ready to even leave Ghana. What you say? That is why I always say, comparing Kwame Nkrumah's vision to Nelson Mandela, it doesn't work. Me, I don't. Sometimes though Nelson Mandela did the work, but sometimes me did Nelson Mandela who yaw.
I was quite best
because Nelson Mandela should have negotiated for Abrofone free kronim.
Mimi makers Abrofone ba ho na aboa no.
It's a anything I thought be a xenophobia see wo na.
Yeah.
It is the result. Now, in the beginning, the real historian and I said the real hero behind South Africa is Nelson Mandela's wife, not Nelson Mandela.
Wow.
Nelson Mandela started the cause. He was fighting the cause. But Okodi jail no, omo didi na agene. Nelson Mandela Okodi jail na we yere ekoba no. When he came out, he divorced the wife just because Abrofone ye say no money na yere da. Just to say you ended up divorcing the woman who stood behind you. You get it?
And we ja oba no.
Oba na ware. They omo disgrace oba no. Meanwhile, oba we in na ekoba pim say opie free jail. And then Nelson Mandela only gained political upper hand for them. Economy, who call South Africa? Almost 70% of South Africa assassin. Abrofone is control.
Right now.
Yes. That is why Abrofone to me general elections. It was South Africa. Ghana. Wow. You get it? So Kwame Nkrumah wanted them to go into Kwame Nkrumah be the president of Ghana now or the Abrofone were still in Ghana. Now I'm try say they'll use several ways to get like negative about Kwame Nkrumah.
Yeah.
So now be saying Kwame Nkrumah memo need to say and all internet club how
wow.
they were asking the people. So everybody was giving positive vibes about Kwame Nkrumah. JB Dankwa was selling Kwame Nkrumah to the CIA. I don't know all the information Emma CIA. They are brought from two Kwame Nkrumah.
Yeah.
JB Dankwa Edward de Cook. No mo share. You can't say Buzi Amochi. This anya masa. Because some person may you when him he.
Wow.
You understand? So the JB Dankwa, the Edward de Kufu, Omona na mo share chire. Who JB Dankwa was in jail. Tama Kwame yesi Kwame Nkrumah che ne ko share jail say.
Yeah.
JB Dankwa pay free jail. The first thing we ko dress e shampoo bo share ni suit. Oko CIA, oko American embassy e wo Ghana ko jini pay. Ejuma ba na oyema mo ko jini pay. Ejuma ba na oyema mo ko jini pay. You understand?
Wow.
So JB Dankwa Nankasana, he is the enemy of Ghana. So when they started all those things, and you know how they got Kwame Nkrumah? The overthrow of Kwame Nkrumah. Yeah, they did him 6 good years. Kwame Nkrumah had a 10-year developmental plan for Ghana.
10 years.
Kwame Nkrumah to meet now so 10 years. And Ghana changed because Ghana, Malaysia, Singapore, yeah, you know, independence the same year.
Ba na kwhwe.
Malaysia,
yeah.
Singapore. Why is Ghana like this? Because of concern be ye. The only two Mahama 2016. And no more the two Kwame Nkrumah. Because
wow.
NPP were fascinating. They are on the backbone. They were ready and ever ready to destroy Nkrumah.
Wow.
You understand? Until Nkrumah, the president of Ghana, they together with the CIA. And call can say Venezuela. Is it Venezuela? And creating to Kwame Woho. Okay. How they got Kwame Nkrumah? Also Kwame Nkrumah was the man for peace.
Yeah.
So you can't talk about say I just say Kwame Nkrumah. I say 2 4.
Yeah.
Because I just say 1
yeah.
That's how Kwame Nkrumah was. So they went and then created a problem. I was reading some article and the person said China. It's not China. They went. It's either Venezuela. No, Vietnam.
Okay.
They went and created in Tokobi of Vietnam. And I'm afraid Kwame Nkrumah through the Vietnamese president. He was also part. Honestly, no, he didn't know what.
Yeah.
So they plotted. And some afraid Kwame Nkrumah. So as I'm saying in the AC, in Tikabrana the mediate. And Kwame Nkrumah said, fine, he will go. When Kwame Nkrumah was going, his people want him. Honestly, I saw
someone called.
When he went to Egypt, before going there,
yeah.
he passed Nehru or through Egypt, and they want Kwame Nkrumah. Menko, go back. Because Wechi Ekeka.
Yay!
Said that, he trusted his
Kwame Savior.
Hey?
Or
I say, Thomas Sankara. When they told Thomas Sankara that compound the blaze,
yeah.
he has told him, say, Kayanin Anka Ono Bede, he would have known what to buy. Blaze dear. He don't have anything because Blaze in Libya, our toner, he doesn't have anything to say. You understand? So the people Kwame Nkrumah trusted. Drew Vietnam, I think they started plotting the coup d'etat. I think they said when on the 22nd they started everything. So Kwame Nkrumah left, and at 22nd almost started coup. 22nd they started it. 23rd, 24th, and I'm Kwame Nkrumah see a 2 a day.
Drew Vietnam no.
Yes, don't come back to Ghana.
3 days.
Yes, don't come back to Ghana. So, Omaina, you fought.
Wow.
Wajina, Edo Moja, Okra, Ajina, Ama Omayan. The people you feel say they are trusted. The JB Dankwa, who were all behind this thing. So who JB Dankwa? Even if you were behind, and who said, Ope Ghana yedi, and a nipa bi crampo, Abba Kwame Nkrumah hopoa. And put your differences aside, and then fight for the betterment of the Ghana. But JB Dankwa was happy. They went and they used Buzia, then go because Buzia was a young soldier. And I was like, picture them. So let's use the soldier. So they dada Buzia said, Buzia be a president. Buzia be the prime minister. So Buzia fell for it. Buzia and Kutuka. Then they went ahead and then overthrew the
Kwame Nkrumah government.
So after they overthrew Kwame Nkrumah was devastated because Omaya wakwa beji ni ababe you like yabe two adiegu just like that. So you could see we have the Aborigines, we have the UGCC, we have the NLM. Now it was saying
UP,
UP, fine. When they overthrew Kwame Nkrumah the one, and say, they don't have to. After all, they overthrew Kwame Nkrumah. Now Buzia became the president. The what's the name? The prime minister. Which Edward Ekufuado Papa became the ceremonial president. A whole number of clause between her. Why should we have a ceremonial president?
Oh, okay.
So we have something called the ceremonial president. The ceremonial president, or no, you can say, you find the emerald mine on Hama. Just a year, but
I now do Danko Ekufuado Papa.
Just a year, see. No Ekufuado Drimika. No, when this guy there was this American man I say this American this black is it a black American I shoot no
no was it shoot soldier I please in the nine seen so ekunu oh very finity oh very finity
sat in Ghana and organized a year change the Marquan. Who they two they won't mean you. So Ekufuado's father was a ceremonial president who was a year party on an echo. You understand?
Wow.
He wasn't doing anything. Enna, Edu Hormon say after they overthrew Kwame Nkrumah, they now change the NLM. They now change the UP to PP. They changed the political party's name again to PP.
Hey. From UP to PP. Wow. Abusia when you go so I share K black media. Ray I had the origin of NPP. Ehun komo na yedi. Ebi afen wa join ya. It may be say bia we ye bebunu wo pese wo ba be ye politician. Na wo ko join amanyoku obi te say eye NPP. As a youth I was with me hunu the background of a year or party na wo pese wo ko join na hunu baby a free eba sana be at the end of the day ukunya platform kese bi su kokogina na ukunya obi a wo pe questions e busa wo ye controversial pa te say meti yase ya at the end of the day question bi obebusa e dia fa manyoku na wo mu no enkofa ninguase enfamle because I can't remember say baby do maybe na a year one of political party be a Ghana has a mumpenifo ni bi was granted interview na ye busta no say wontimi nka ne mama akoma be say mienu miensa bi a ne political party ni susu se waye e de ama eye region bi a woye minister ewum at the end of the day the minister was not even not able to mention a year one project here. A year na manyoku no. What me aye ede ama sebi a year baby our year regional minister no. As a youth, se who background of a year political party a wo pese wo de hu wurem a ebeboa nti eno ho komo na me ne vibrant lady edi ho ebobo ho the origin of a NPP was say before say babenya NPP no wabo maku 8 and was say omufiri ya ansa na say ebeye NPP and I quite remember last year ago some of the year prophets and I feel so nimpo Captain Kojo Smart Crampon so babe can say senyame amafia one sha there will be another party from a year NPP enti based on the vibrant any edi ho nkomo no e kire se enye nwanwa sese ne NPP mu no na mo pese ekọ our 2028 election no sentimi ankosa ebia enchemu betimi asa babiem and near vibrant can was saying one was say yeah obi to say Alan Kojo Martin Cash aten ho na wakwa form a year on one kasa movement here and tia hopes na doye edi to dwane say enya one was say this year election no e be free movement na ba be political party enti we ye NPP member but modern say nkomo we say we betie bi ye pa na for adwenkyere eto comment section no ase efan so far there abomako 5 ne was 6 no I was PP no eno ho nkomo na yegusu a ye chirechire mu no vibrant
okay enti e charge me for mama
MCR ye be sro so be ba be boy wa hase kakra
PP the PP was the progressive party
yeah.
That's overthrow Kwame Nkrumah wie ye no and omo charge mama omo for me PP
okay
just omo free NLM no I omo UP no
yeah.
for PP
PP not just a 2-letter words you
omo PP and PP no ye didim that is when na Buzi Amo and Ekufuado Wofa no
PP no ni full name ni say
Progressive Party
okay
so omo free the Progressive Party no 1979 timer I think say no 1979 omo free ho a champion be ye coup d'etat
okay
was in 1966 omo ye coup d'etat 1969 a champion be ye coup d'etat
3 years and them.
And a champion coup d'etat na was to bring back Kwame Nkrumah.
CPP.
Yes. A chance at that time, Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah two na and I'm back to Ghana. And they shouldn't feel say Kwame Nkrumah was afraid.
Otra Vietnam honma ana woba na yirkurum.
That is when Kwame Nkrumah, I don't know if you don't know this history, say Kwame Nkrumah Guinea.
Yeah.
Yes, Guinea that was when Guinea had 2 presidents. Kwame Nkrumah was the person who became also two na de no. Oko Guinea. Guinea requested Oko Guinea. Kwame Nkrumah said he didn't want to go far from his country. No person obeko far from Ghana. He wanted to be around his country, but not in his country.
Okay.
It is not because Kwame Nkrumah was afraid to come to Ghana. Then yes, Kwame Nkrumah throws over Ghana. They should have it in mind.
Wow.
Kwame Nkrumah was not afraid. Kwame Nkrumah have this thing in mind. So kasa osa about Ghana as at that time now. Obedrua enkrofo na mo ta Kwame Nkrumah echi no omo so mesore say ye two we mu. Esa ntoko be de. Ebesaba. So that is the reason why Kwame Nkrumah didn't come to Ghana. And yes, no osuro mu bi. No Kwame Nkrumah osuro mu. So that is when Kwame Nkrumah mo say ya to Kwame Nkrumah de na Guinea. Ebefa Kwame Nkrumah call.
Okay.
So when they sent Kwame Nkrumah to Guinea, Guinea force Kwame Nkrumah badia, Omeye the president of Guinea.
On free Ghana.
Omeye the prime minister for Guinea. So Kwame Nkrumah was 2 prime ministers at that time.
Hey.
2 prime ministers. Kwame Nkrumah said Dabi. On to me 2 more prime minister. What I say because prime minister they catch a man that request now so Dabi. The country is for you. It's I'll be your assistant. So Kwame Nkrumah became the 2nd prime minister for Guinea.
This is record.
This is
Hey.
it's Oko Guinea. Guinea have a statue of Kwame Nkrumah and Guinea for sika Kwame Nkrumah edaso. Guinea for catch ya say time e kufa the person you 2 cedi. Guinea for catch ya say pay 2 cedi na e fam wrong.
Yeah, pay a seat king 2 cedis na.
Because Guinea have a statue of Kwame Nkrumah. Kwame Nkrumah no own free Guinea. Guinea have a statue.
Sisi ameno ka say ya wo Guinea.
Yes.
Wow.
Because Guinea loves Kwame Nkrumah. Omo nya Kwame Nkrumah free omo. But look at you.
Wow.
When Kwame Nkrumah na mo say.
Wow.
You want me to say JB Dankwa? And mind you, when we talk about the name Ghana, we be say Ghana, why na e did ni buy? What me say then me read me small boy be me sister me auntie ba of school man or dey ni book bro say auntie sha na say dad o say by say dey bia wo kasa o mo say na o dey book mention me ko hwe mo say the name Ghana was founded by JB Dankwa obi a wo tie bia
Akufo-Addo ofa
JB Dankwa enyo na dey Ghana ba you when they were looking for a name to give Gold Coast JB Dankwa say yemma din Akan land Akan land enuntina asantini timi ka kire seremoni say nye Kwame Nkrumah won te sa asem nye Kwame Nkrumah hwehwe ni mu a Kwame Ghana fo so the tribalism in the NPP started the way then me frafreni o obi o hwe maybe o yedagoma ni kusasini na o ka say yemfra Ghana akan memu a
etidenta na momo nodness na kan fa na mbeko
bisa meanwhile we all contribute to the development of Ghana.
Yeah.
So you want me to honor this man who doesn't want the betterment of Ghana to honor Ghana?
Akan land.
So they rejected it. They rejected it because Akan land, you can't say, you can't Akana. It's Omo come say.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the Kasa necessary kakra
woman. We are not Akans. See, Kwame Nkrumah and JB Dankwa had no base. When Kwame Nkrumah became the president of Ghana, Kwame Nkrumah, when there was a bombing, people are saying, Kwame Nkrumah, and it's not man, JB Dankwa. Every coup d'etat, it was against Kwame Nkrumah, JB Dankwa, the deal. When you remember, say there was a bombing at Kulumbungu. When Kwame Nkrumah was, at Ewo North.
Okay.
When Kwame Nkrumah was going to commission the border for Ghana and Togo, among the bomb at one, Kwame Nkrumah survived it.
Wow.
So when you go to internet and search for the bombing of Kulumbungu, you will get it.
Wow.
If you ho and I'm fast small girl be they were to welcome Kwame Nkrumah. I'm fast small girl be a bomb share the flowers I say. Na Kwame de call. Lucky enough Kwame Nkrumah survived that. And look at internet. That lady Kwame banana see half now so when you 60 the 9 e can or say want me go school. So you want people who were looking to kill Kwame Nkrumah to become the heroes of Ghana.
Mebo akura sukono mana omode bomb ne ema no no.
Yes.
Na oman susu anwene ho say akura no kura can lose a life.
Kwame Nkrumah wasted time. So the timing was Kwame Nkrumah landia. Say the flower and the man.
Yeah.
Andrew and Akola nefu. Even Kwame Nkrumah man, they've sacrificed Akola. You understand?
Hey.
So about the chef flowers, my president said, yeah, the chef flowers me. It affected the girl. And Kwame Nkrumah didn't land early. It's a bomb, but it's 2 years. And Kwame Nkrumah is for. So what are you trying to tell me? That these people.
Wow.
These people are the people who found independence for Ghana.
Sir, Ghana no yankoye na Akan land.
And from there you were looking for ways and means to kill Kwame Nkrumah. And you want us to honor JB Dankwa.
Wow.
A political party make my boss 60.
Yeah.
Akatu.
Is it Yaba PP?
Yes, Akatu.
Yeah.
Fine. And you want a political party which have this history seat.
Hey.
Which have this political backing. And NDC. Which have this political backing of Martimiho. You want us to honor them. On any basis.
Wow.
They don't have basis in this nation. They don't know the reason why it's NPP. NPP a property owning party.
Wow.
NPP a Japadiye. They should ask themselves, what is the basis of NPP? A Japadiye.
Wow.
So NPP is a political party which we don't have to entertain in this country. We don't have to entertain them. Because from their history to now, there have been people who are against the development of Ghana. Me say that in my homework. Me say who they kwana koshe. Who they say NPP, New Patriotic Party. Oma di Ghana 60 years. NDC this 60 years. Go and look into their books. Say Oma see one regional hospital will come here.
Our Ashanti region.
Yeah, Ashanti region. Ghana. They don't have one regional hospital almost starting from scratch.
Are they from Kufuor Pencil?
Kufuor Pencil. Go and look for it. So me say pa echina. Kwana koya search echina wa babeka. Echina ma baby saw. They don't have a regional hospital. No. Bolanga omu nibi. Upper East omu nibi. Upper West omu nibi. Omu nibi. The only hospital they have is Kufuor Emergency.
I understand you omu obi.
Is it a regional hospital? Yeah, an attachment. Any regional hospital. Kufuor Emergency is not a regional hospital.
Wow.
But when you go to the Bolaga Regional Hospital, Mama they see here, or they how many years? Less than 3 years. And they see here.
Wow.
When you go to, just say, Mama has built many.
Wow.
NPP is a political party which doesn't have basis. They don't have basis. If you don't know their political history, may say play the political. When put their political issue, now that they can't come and the end and you'll be one.
Wow. My speechless.
So you see, after they overthrow Kwame Nkrumah, a champion,
yeah. Cool.
A champion wanted to bring Kwame Nkrumah back. But power sweet man. The president, he couldn't control
Wow.
And then you see, in all those times, when there was another coup d'etat in 1979, when Rawlings attempted a coup d'etat. Someone said Rawlings said to train it. Fine. Rawlings attempted. Almost started overthrow Kwame Nkrumah. Now the nation was a coup d'etat era. We ban no two.
Yeah.
We ban no two. Because from 60 to 69 to 79, 70, kind of say there was a coup d'etat.
Yeah.
Rawlings in the first coup d'etat. FLA. Rawlings first coup d'etat failed. And now only some person who bought Rawlings dim bonnet almost say Rawlings na ye tria ne ka. That Rawlings specifically no
idea bufu.
Yes. Rawlings sat back as a young military man. You know who said the government going, that is not the government for the people. So Rawlings made an uprising, which that first coup d'etat FLE until they arrested Rawlings and then the coup plotters. I don't know if you know when Rawlings, you know that Rawlings is called Junior Jesus.
Yeah, Matty said, you know.
Maybe say how did Rawlings get down here?
So no answer the JJ.
So the Junior Jesus was when they arrested the coup plotters, they detained them. And the Rawlings car said, fine, so much here, fine. Or more coming home. They should leave them. Or no, and the mastermind there. So Rawlings took the blame. Yes.
You know.
Rawlings took the blame upon himself. And then they released the rest. So Rawlings was in jail. And then when Rawlings was in jail, Rawlings made an or like he sued the government.
Okay.
Yes, he sued the government. Said this and this and this are the reasons why he accused the government of mismanaging funds. He accused the government of so many things. So it was now a fight. You understand? So Rawlings come back, but because he also brought up an issue, a delay on certain things. Rollins and then the people knew what they were doing. Rollins was also in jail like in Nkrumah.
Yeah.
He was communicating to the others.
No so one kwanya no so fast with the communicate. Not a tetefor na adwene no mu obi.
So Rollins could decide one say the Dimana June 4th. The June 4th uprising.
Yeah.
The June 4th uprising.
Yeah.
A night before I executed Rollins, the colleagues came and broke jail.
And komo ba be kum no.
Yes, they were to execute Rollins. So they broke jail.
Omo a mebo omo ne aye Rollins plot ye na ye chi wo mu no ka se onya wo mu na omo chi ono nko a. Na cheso wa adwena kan sa se edumre bi no mu be kuna o metima abeje no.
So that was and I chi Rollins no kind of one Rollins kasa da. The only day I wanted Rollins kasa was the June 4th 79 when omo broke jail that night. It was a dawn when they started all this plot. So omo broke jail omo chi General kind of say a champion. They took the senior officers, those who were to do that thing. They pick you up with that together with when they Rollins call the first broadcasting radio, and then that was the first day Ghana 40
Rollins. Rollins kasa.
And Rollins he has taken over because it was automatically a coup. Because watching penny for no military now what again?
Not just a prison break you couldn't put America for the movie, you know. I shall say for Africa.
Oh, so when Rollins break jail, Rollins and first Rollins made them understand say, oh no, I need to train it. Yes, or the coup d'etat and buy.
Wow.
But they organized an elections 1979. Yeah, elections were mine.
79.
Yes. Yeah, elections were mine.
Okay.
And then that election was PFP. It was the PFP. Oh, my phone. It was PFP. That's when they now went away from the PP, the Progressive Party, to the PFP.
NPP Kroya.
NPP Kroya. So I remember how no. As at then when Rollins organized the elections, that time they go for the onya akola.
No anyini.
Na fele wenyini. So that's PFP no. That was when the elections was between Victor Wusu of the NPP and then Dr. Hilary Man. You understand?
Hilary Man, the
yes.
maternity.
So when Kwame Rollins G Aban, and yes, or G and the man Hilary Man, Rollins organized an elections because on you to train Ghana for one charity of money. Go and exercise your vote, and that vote no. That time now you voted president, new year, some I voted parliamentary. Now it is
yeah.
So when they organized the elections, Dr. Hilary Man became the flag bearer for the AFRS. That's the Rollins Modian.
Yeah.
And Victor Wusu, the political party member for the PFP.
Okay.
So after that, I know it was the Progressive PFP, Progressive Front Party, or say no, People Front Party, something like that. Into that elections new year and Hilary Man, any PFP, elections. So there was a runoff.
Okay.
There was a runoff. So runoff nimu and Rollins every elections no they handed power to this thing Hilary Man. Hilary Man won the elections then free and fair on your 60-something%. And NPP for I think 38% or something like that.
Wow.
So when Rollins was handing over power to Hilary Man with a strict warning that Hilary Man
PFP no politics. PFP ni Popular Front Party.
Popular Front Party. Yeah. Yes. Thank you. That's it. So no we na Hilary Man win elections. And Rollins handed over the power to Hilary Man with a strict warning that Hilary Man me politics.
Yeah.
I'm a military man. I helped in taking the nation out of some boundaries.
Yeah.
The show will say, I am going to sit back
to watch you.
That's idea I'll come back. So he gave it to me with a strict warning.
Wow.
And Hilary Man so J power no, he couldn't control. Hilary Man was not able to control the appointees.
Oh, okay.
That is when I know.
I'm a buffan so.
For to be golf. The Kalabule. Just say there's a lot of things were happening.
Ministers no.
Oh, you see. So this was when Rollins sat back and was like, no, and then waiting now.
Media Kunyano.
Emma. So Rollins planned 81.
Okay.
So he planned again. Is it 82 year? No, is it 82 83? He planned again and came back. That's the 31st revolution. And Rollins by no beji or mine ya nya coup d'etat bi o my way. So Rollins sat back and said no, Hilary man is not doing the right thing.
From 79 to 81.
Yes. So Rollins came back in a coup d'etat style. And beji or mine free.
Hilary man is
and Otnaso.
Wow.
So that was when we had. So you see, when Rollins was in jail, you see, NDC migrated from the AFR.
Okay.
The AFR, that's the Army Revolution something council or something. You see, so when Rollins came out of, I'm breaking it from jail, and they chose him as the leader. No, then it was not a leader; it was a chairman of the AFR, and had the power to remand.
Okay.
Yes. So when Rollins now became after the 82 coup, the 81 coup d'etat, that's when we had the PNDC, the Provisional National Developmental NDC. So when Rollins became the president as a then, or Omani be president, Rollins was like, you see, when Rollins won the elections, this NPP people, Nana was out there writing this, almost say Rollins a real about. So they was writing something called the stolen verdict. They were in the room, so almost shed them. No, to you remember when John Dramani Mahama was president 2016-17, 2013-14. This same before we are Baumia was out there. They be no yet, you can't say meeting. They be no yet town hall meeting. Say Mahama is not doing the economy well. Meanwhile, as at that time, now Mahama was building hospitals, Mahama was building schools. Into Omo Kwankwasan be here, and almost start you. Almost start. Ache. No more to Ayampia. So when Rollins, as at that time, but you mind see on Rollins was now, Omano became somehow, there was no money, there was no support. So every Krobi and Rollins in the corner, they were not ready to support Rollins because NPP were out there. They were doing the same thing to their brother. They were doing the same thing to the other countries, trying to say Rollins a kumnipa. They were trying to paint Rollins black. So no country was ready to support Rollins unless they bring the country back to a constitutional order.
Wow.
So Rollins said, fine, if that is the case, then on none of your mind member constitutional order. So Nipa Gumonte said they should listen to Asama Nipa Beka. Even Rollins very coup d'etat, Krampa no the president. Rollins survived 19 coup d'etats. 19 attacks. Rollins survived it.
From
NPP, from NPP for PFP for why move you? From the same people, why move you? Because they were not happy. So they started going in, plotting. Rollins survived so many.
Wow.
And then when Rollins to Nipe Gumont, they said, no, let's bring the country back to a constitutional order. So Rollins started putting people outside or setting up a constitutional committee people. And I'm call Monte. Whatever is in the constitution. The constitution, we don't need a new constitution. We need the constitution to be applied. If the amendments here, they are fine.
Yeah.
But we don't need a new constitution.
Adibimu say ye constitution for formula. Maybe the matter amendment.
Why say democracy happens at home. Fix the country for a new constitution.
Aka 1902 the yenko yimfro ne adai. Na za na ke yawu. It
can happen. You understand? So this constitution, this constitution, Rollins to the constitution is also another is very broad.
Okay.
Very, very broad. How they were sabotaging the constitution is very broad. So Rollins to Nipa Gumonte, and then they started bringing ideas. Hairdresser for fishermen, farmers, they all came together. So they went to the various regions to look for the mouthpiece of the people. And then the day you can't say you pass constitution, Ghana. Say Ghana, your constitution, NPP, NDC for NPP didn't go to parliament. They boycotted PFP, they boycotted parliament.
Not just Ache, Omusha.
It's a mark in your cartoon or a cartoon. Almost started boycotting parliament not today. Sada no but and they go for the catcher say or no idea human rights lawyer. His father forced Akwalu to swear him in as a lawyer. His father time amutu Kwame Nkrumah bengu yen. There was nothing like Supreme Court. There was no Chief Justice. So the Supreme Court leaders now selected 3 judges to head Ghana judge. And the elder among them was Akwalu. Ona na oye peyin, ona na odimu. So Akwalu now automatically became the destined. He became the Chief Justice automatically. And he was the one who Ekufuado was sworn in as a lawyer in demo.
Wow.
Public. They should show us a video when Ekufuado was being sworn in public. Ekufuado was sworn in privately.
Wow.
As a lawyer of Ghana. Ekufuado has no credibility when we talk about law.
Wow.
Yeah, besides Ekufuado 2012 say where's your law certificate or say ayera. You can't tell me this. You have definitely come be also work law school now. We should get your credentials. You can't tell us our certificate ayera.
Wow, vibrant. You better was it. Nadia with the Yaku school papa. What shall see the free use GCC the Ababi drew a year PFP. Not just from PFP Nuna, you been ya NPP.
Yes. That's the 7th one.
NPP near on the 8th one.
So NPP after the PFP no, and I'm passing constitution and Rollins said now it is open.
Okay.
For everybody to come in because no, I'm not banning political parties. So Rollins now open up, said now any political party can come. That's when Edu Boahemu they went and created NPP. So Bisa said, what is the basis of NPP? NPP is created under say GMI like a property owning party, and I wouldn't need the Brebia. You can't be a part of NPP.
Those days, you know.
Yes, and even now, NPP for a book law.
No put the material. See, we need my dear.
That is NPP.
Yeah, my opposition.
It's not like NDC. Can I say Congress? That's why NDC is a Congress. Congress means people from Amanoni. But the party, they select people. So NPP after it was 1992, and I kind of say the 1981 elections that they lost to Victor Usu.
Yeah.
That's when they kind of say after Kwame Nkrumah. After Rollins, Eddie or Maineba back to constitutional order, we started getting support from the IMF and then from the other places. That is when Kwame to bring back NPP.
Wow.
They created new patriotic party. So ask yourself, a party which have this political background, Martin who to this thing, you want to tell us that this political party is ready to help Ghana? No.
Wow. No. I was here, vibrant lady. Ene what the akọ back papa wa we shall see follow ye ne de na we gina so ne de we hunu baby a what the shall see free ye the background and the origin, the historical of a NPP, New Patriotic Party. What shall say no se mako and watche near Tosun watching the NPP no. She's a party no ma change no mudia baby drew a NPP. And watch the attitude, the character, the charisma of a MPP. Watch the name, empatry the entire and namso Emma a year input MPP movement. No, because see last year, Ubitimiten on what is Alan Cash, 80 mitten was yet a because of one in Tina, or mutimi change party dia and Abedu MPP. A tosso 8 maku 8 no aha gusu K Black Media busia K Black Media we make sure say ye be ma anything good about politics nti ade bia wonti ase bia no de video bi ho no na hwe comment section ase we make sure say dey dey out bia na hwe comment section ase wo pese ye kasa fa bibi ho a bomoden fa comment no eto ho e fa mayen ene de the origin of NPP and a vibrant any ebedi won komo and we are hoping say the origin of NDC beba afenso so ye be ma historical background of ye Kwame Nkrumah ni nyina ye sane ubesibi atamuchuku na wa subscribe to our channel aha a political headquarters K Black we bring you nothing by the best eradin shiraw na onye okese yakraw